Hey guys, today's video we're doing outside because fuck it, why not? Also, we're going to be using the background of this video for a comparison. So if you look behind me right here, I think you can see a fruit tree, and then if you look up there, there's a big pine tree or something, some kind of tree like that. So we're going to use those two trees in this video today, and yeah. So today's video is going to be about tunnel vision and slash or put it on your blockers and not comparing yourself to other people when you're trying to achieve your goals, because I think it's a very important thing you have to do. And I've struggled with that myself, and I continue to struggle with it myself, especially today. That's why I'm making the video about this. Actually, I did make a reel about it as well. But even just now, I was just scrolling on Instagram, as you do, and I was looking at other creators, because when you start making Instagram content, it starts also really like pushing other small creators to you. And I only have 1,000 followers or so. I've only been doing it for like a month, maybe 3 weeks. But other accounts I see, have 5, 10,000, and I have, I've got about 60 posts, right? And I've seen other accounts with the same amount of posts with a lot more followers. And what does that do when I look at it, right? I go on their account and I see, damn, like they're getting more views than me, they got more followers than me, they don't have as many posts, blah blah blah, and I beat myself up about it, and I start discouraging myself and not believing in myself anymore. Even making this video, I was doing this video and I restarted about 2 minutes in because I kind of just sat there and stared off into the distance, and I was like, well, what the hell am I doing? Like, I'm just having doubts, right? And it's natural to have doubts, and it's normal to have doubts about yourself. It's a healthy thing. But yeah, having doubts, right? And comparing yourself to other people doesn't help, right? So, for the comparison, look at this fruit tree. It creates limes. We use these limes in the kitchen, and put it on our food and whatever. This pine tree, we don't really use it. It's not in our yard, and I'm not sure what you're gonna what you use that big tree for anyway. But this fruit tree has not been around as long as this bigger tree has been. So, do you think if when the lime tree was growing, if it had seen that big tree over there and just discouraged itself and been like, oh, I'm not going to grow, I'm just going to give up and die, we would have never had these wonderful fruits here, right? And each tree serves a different purpose. Fruit trees to grow fruit. This big other tree is to I don't know why, I'm not a tree person, but whatever. You get the point. There's many different trees in the world, and they all have different functions and do different things. There's on the other side of the camera, there's a mulberry tree which is growing mulberries at the moment. Right? Every tree does a different thing, and it's just like a people, right? All people do different things. We're all good at different things. We all like different things. We all see different perspectives in the world, and we all have different views, morals, values, goals, relationships, experiences, everything, right? Everybody's individual and unique, and we're more individual and unique than even the tree, right? And yeah, so you shouldn't compare yourself to somebody else. I mean, you should compare yourself to somebody else to learn from them, but you shouldn't compare yourself to somebody else to then come up with like oh, they're better than me or I'm better than them, right? Because if you have to try and eliminate the belief of like looking down on someone, because if you can look down on someone, it means you can also look up at someone. And there's a right way to look up at someone, and there's a right way to look down at someone, right? You should, in my opinion, you should be hating on people in your mind. I also made a video about this, but hating on people not in the way of like you actually go up to them and start being mean, but just view the voice in your mind and let it think, and just let it attack them or whatever. And most of the time, you'll find that the person you're attacking is in a better position in life than you, and that's why you're attacking them, unless they've actually just blatantly been rude to you. But most of the time, that is why. And then you can identify, oh, this is something that I want to achieve, and then go out and get it. But back to my creator scenario. Really, there was no, it wasn't me thinking, oh, I want to go out. Obviously, I want to get those followers, but I wasn't attacking these people in my mind. I was just seeing it and just feeling down and just feeling discouraged. Meh. Like, oh, well, what am I doing? I'm not going to make it. Look at this other person. They've already made it. Like, blah, blah, blah. And I think what it really is you have two sides of you, right? The side that believes you can do it, and the side that believes that you can't do it. And every day you're feeding either side of you. You're feeding either side. And it's either pulling you in the direction of your goal, or it's pulling you in the opposite direction of your goal, right? For example, some examples of feeding the side that will achieve your goal, right? Doing the action every day. When you get those bad thoughts, just trying to switch them off, trying to ignore them. But really what it is you have thoughts. Everyone has negative thoughts. Everyone has positive thoughts. Everyone has thoughts of, oh, I can go out and achieve this goal, and everyone has thoughts of, oh no, I can't go out and achieve this goal. I'm gonna fail, right? But you have to choose which thought to act on, and each thought that you act on acts as a vote in that direction of the thought, and you come closer to either side of the thought, right? If you acted on the thoughts every day that were saying, oh, I'm not gonna do it, blah blah blah, then you would fail. If you acted on the thoughts every day where you were saying, I'm gonna succeed, then you would win. Right now, to be honest with you, I do not want to be filming this video. I have no confidence right now. I'm just generally feeling like low energy at the moment. I don't want to film this video. But I am filming this video, and I'm sitting here and I'm forcing myself to do it anyway. Even though I might not be the most energetic at the moment, I'm still forcing myself to come out here and film it because it's a consistency thing, right? It's a vote in the direction of, oh, I want to achieve this goal, which is what I want to achieve. But you're not going to want to achieve the goal every day. Hopefully, 5 days out of 7 of the week, you'll want to go out and achieve those goals. But you're not always going to feel like taking the actions that you need to take to get to your goals, right? Like right now, I don't feel like filming this. But you still have to go and give your vote in the direction of the belief that you want to have, which is that you're going to succeed and you're going to win. And yeah, another example. I went for a run today. Maybe this is why my energy is kind of low. But I went for a run today, even when my body was, telling me to rest. It's good to listen to your body for a health perspective and fitness perspective, obviously. But there's also a good side to not listening to your body. If your body's telling you to sleep or your body's telling you to eat, most of the time you should probably do that unless you're like fasting or something. But when it comes to things like, oh, should I go on a run? Is this optimal for my health or fitness? Well, you also have to think about, is it optimal for my discipline and for the direction I want my life to go in? Because yes, me running today probably wasn't the most optimal for my fitness or my energy levels, as you can see. But it was more the fact that my body was telling me to do something, and I didn't want to listen, because I think that's what consciousness is, right? You are separating your body's desires from your actions. Your actions are not always going to be in line with your body's desires, because I can guarantee, if I gave you a magic switch and one morning you wake up and you can go about the whole day, do whatever you want. You flick that switch at the end of the day resets, no one remembers what happened. You're the only one who knows what happened. No one knows anything, and it just goes back as if it just skipped back 24 hours. Your day would look a lot different to what it's going to look like now. Like, I don't know what you guys would personally do. I'm not going to say what I would personally do. Obviously, it's not some terrible crimes, but my idea is you would allow your body's desires to win over, and you would just go out and do whatever you want because that was what you felt like doing. But that's why you have a consciousness, because you have morals, you have values, you have people you want to look after, you're worrying about other people's perceptions, you have goals that you want to achieve, blah blah blah. So if you just switched off your consciousness and let your body run free, you would turn into an animal. Like, you would be a rabid animal that acts erratically and goes and causes havoc in the world, right? And maybe some people don't want to admit that, but like, that's true. Okay, if we all turned off our self-control, then it would be like the purge. That's a great example. The purge, right? That's the exact example of what I'm talking about, right? Everyone has 24 hours or one night or whatever it is to just go and do whatever they want, and there's no laws and no repercussions, and you see what happens, right? Just like complete chaos. So yeah, that's why we have our consciousness, to separate our actions from our bodies, desires. And how that wraps back into the fruit tree and the pine tree, give me one moment. You can wrap that back in, because your actions, if you look at someone else and you compare yourself to someone else and they're doing better than you, your body is going to feel bad. It's going to feel low energy, like mine does right now. And you're not going to want to take the action, and you're not going to want to keep doing the thing. And that's where your consciousness has to come in, and you have to say, no, I'm going to continue to take the action even though I don't want to take the action right now. Like, right now, I don't want to be making this video, to be totally honest. And as you can see, my ideas are not flowing very well. But I'm trying to build the habit. I'm trying to build the consistency of making a video every single day. And I'm not going to get that consistency. I'm not going to build that habit if all I do is listen to what my body wants. Or if that's all you do, then you're going to create havoc. You're going to create addiction. You're going to create dependency, right? Because that's what addiction is, just listening to your body and allowing your body to have whatever it wants, right? And it's no way to live your life. So, yeah, this video is a pointer to myself to keep taking the actions every day towards my goals, even when I feel like I don't want to do it. And hopefully it's a bit of an inspiration to you as well, because once again, it's not a perfect video. I haven't conveyed my thoughts very well. I don't seem particularly high energy, but not every day needs to be perfect. As long as you're moving towards your goals every day and you're trying every single day, then that's what matters. That's another thing I'll say. One more thing. I'll say this one more thing. I think a lot of people get stuck with the perfectionism. They want something to be perfect, or they don't want to do it, or they want it to be as optimal as possible, or they don't want to do it. But they're not realizing that really the thing that drives them towards their goal the furthest isn't that the thing was perfect. It was just the action, taking the action every single day and compounding and compounding and compounding and compounding. Right? So yeah, that's my video. I'm not sure if that was 10 minutes, to be honest. Probably not. I'm feeling pretty low energy. But yeah, if you want to build a habit, you want to create consistency to achieve your goals, you're going to have to do things that you don't really feel like doing in the moment, which, for example, this, and whatever the example may be for you. You know, if it's losing weight, you know, you might want to eat that ice cream. Of course you want to eat that ice cream. Who doesn't want to eat ice cream? But you have to not do what your body is wanting you to do. You have to use your consciousness to change your action. Same thing with any other addiction, you know, cigarettes, for example. Your body's still going to want to have those cigarettes, but you have to tell it, look, I'm not a smoker anymore, so we're not going to do that, right? Stuff like that. So yeah, that's the video. Not the best video ever, but hopefully you guys still took something away from it and got a bit of inspiration from me. And at the same time, as much as I'm making these videos for you guys, I'm also making them for myself. So I feel like I did kind of accomplish something here, doing something when I really did not want to do it, but I got it done anyway. So yeah, thank you guys.